Hello, my name is Edwin Zarate. I born and raised in Chiapas, Mexico. I ran away with my 1.5, 5 years old for physical abuse. I'm a 5 years old. My mom, she's burned my face, my head, my face, my hands, my foot. She did a 14 scratch on my head. Um, all the scratch that I have in my face, she did it when I'm 5, and I don't want to live that life. I ran away when I started to, and I'm going to live. I left to live in the street. From around 5 years old to 9, I'm living the street. For those 4 years, shining shoes, sold um, hot dogs, sodas, uh, rubber when I can, asking for money. Uh, I go to the restaurants, always checking the leftovers people left on the table all the time. And I did for a while. I survive. The maximum I do in the street is drinking. You know, uh, I go around with kids in the street. We protected together. Um, and then one day I go to the restaurant. And then one lady, he come to me, and then she said, "You know what, Edwin? What's your family?" And I started to laugh. I don't have family. And she said, "You don't have family? With who do you live?" "I live in the street." And then she said, "Well, you know what? If you wanted to have a friends, they need a child, to help you up, and you live with them." And I said, "Family? Yes." I said, "I want to do it because I'm very honest to you. I feel lonely. I feel like I'm missing the mother love, the father love. Um, and then after a while, uh, she comes to looking for me, and the same part that I always go around. And then she said, "Edwin, I talked to my friends. You want to go live with him?" And I say, "Of course." And I go visit, and after that I say, "I want to stay." And I stay with them for a month or 2 months. Everything is fine. After a while, the physical abuse is starting to come out. The guy, he's has high temperature. I don't want to say anything because regardless, with have high temperature or not, they help me to get out from the street. You know, Minimum I have a place to live, I have a place to eat, and then I don't have a room, I don't have a bed. Always I sleeping, you know, on the floor. But it's better than stay in the street. And then that's what I wait for. I hold it only for a year. After a year, I say, "You know what? No more," and I run away. The place where I that I grow, when I grow, and then the name is Tiltepec. Back in the days, 1992, 91, is only um, 300 people. You know, Everybody knows in the small town, and I started to looking for help. I go to door. You know what? You know me. I'm living with this person, but you know what? I can live with them because the guy has a higher temperature. Everybody know, in the small town, the guy has a lot of temperature, and then people they open the doors. But after a while, I continue the physical abuse. It's not for them. It's for the brother. It is for the cousin or any family members. Why? Because that small town, nobody has education. Back in the days, I left from Chiapas from 1994. But when the time that I left there, very few people has education. What's gonna happen over there is people living from the land. So right for the coffee, beans, rice. Very small town. And then one day, finally, I get in a family that I feel comfortable with them, and I'm living with them for a while. But his brother always hit me up, always. Okay, the neighbors, because everybody knows they know I don't have a family. I don't have a nobody in this world. Okay, to protect it, to be responding for me. And everybody tell me, "You know what? You don't belong from here. You have to die." Okay. One day I have so much depression. You know, I don't feel that I don't have a power to continue the same abuse because I say I born I when my mom and she's abused hit me left and right. I come to the small I'm living in the street, everybody hit me left and right. I come to this small town, everybody hit me left and right. I said, you know what? There's no point. The person that I left, they has a rifle. They have a guns. That day, I get my dogs and I get my rifle, and I go jump into the mountains. For 2 hours, I started to cry because I want to die. I want to kill myself that day. When I go over there, I talk to my dogs. My dogs go around on me, and I tell them, I love you guys. You know what? It's not for me. I put the rifle on my head and I shoot it. The bullet don't come out. The bullet don't come out. I'm starting to shaking, crying more, fighting with God. Why you have me? Why? You know, it's no point. I don't have a family. And my dog look at me. my dogs is looking to me all the time like, what are you doing? You know, because they're my real family. I'm very honest. I see those dogs when it's growing, when it's born. I help it to grow. Okay, and I train it for a hunter too. They're my family. After a while, coming down a little bit, when I pass all the situation that I know, that I see, when I kill myself, and after that I come down, I come back to the small town. I don't remember exactly, because I'm so small, exactly what time around there, but the neighbor they living in the front of us, you know, I always talk to him, and I told him, you know what, that's the situation. Those people, they don't pay me. I'm working so hard. He beat me up. You know what? I'm not happy anymore. You know what? I don't know where I go to. I don't have a place to go. And the guy said, come and live with me. Okay, he take me living with him. And after starting to live with him, he's starting to show me, they're starting to see it, that everybody beat me up left and right. And then in the end, I find out the guy is an ex-boxer professional. And one day he said, come on, I want to teach you how to fight. And I don't know what does mean fight. And then I'm asking him, what, you want to hit me? No, come here, I want to teach you how to fight. Okay, I started to learn fighting. And I like it because I started to release all the stress. After a while that I learned it very well, one day I'm meeting, and one of those guys that always hit me up is come to the door to that person and starting to yell at me, you know. And then I started to hear, and that day I have a bad day. I get out and I beat you up. I hit it so hard, okay. And when that moment, I know that I know how to fight. And I say, you know what? I go back and I beat you all those people that hit me in the past, and I feel good. After one day, one person, he saw me how I'm a good fighter, and then he said, come on, I wanna promote you fighting. And I said, you know what? Why not? To die, the land is it's a blessing everywhere. And I started to fight. They started to promote you an amateur. Okay, once a while I do amateur, once a while I do a professional fight, because you know it's, in Chiapas, you know, there's no regulation over there. And I started to into more than boxing, more and more. And I remember every Friday I always go to the TV, and I was watching the fight. And I have one place in Mexico City they call it Coliseo in Arena Mexico. Always I say, I want to fight one day over there. I want to fight one day over there. And I was calling with power and conviction. And I'm believer. And I'm believer when you call and you believe in something is coming to you. Because when I'm leaving the street, the same thing too. Always I thinking, I don't want to live in this place all my life. I don't want to stay all my life. One day I have my own place. One day I have my own food, my own clothing. One day I have one. But I don't know how. But I don't know, I can't want to do it, you know, because I'm a believer. And then one day, one person come to the house, to the person that I live, and then ask him, you know what, can ask him, can you put me a wall in my land? Because the person that I live in, he's working in construction, and now he's assistant. And then he says, okay, no problem, I want to do it. And I started to help him, you know, this and that, and I see this guy come and go. I never see this guy in this small town. And when I'm there asking to this guy, hey, you know where is that guy coming from? Mexico City. What? Mexico City? Oh. When he told me coming from Mexico City, I go asking for a rented salon. I made a fight, and I invited to this guy in the first role. Okay, and I told you know what, I want to make a fight. Coming over here, you want to be in my VIP, you know, for my fight. And then after the fight finish, the guy said, he come to me, you know what? You're a good fighter. You know, you have styling. And I told him, I remember this eyes almost as closed that night. And I tell him, you know what? Thank you, but you know what? I have a dream. I have a dream, and you know what? I don't know how to can make it true. I want to be champion to the world, but I don't know how a family. I don't have nobody. I don't have no money. But I want to be champion to the world. I'm gonna go to Mexico City. You know what the guy said? The guy said, you know what? I'm leaving 3 days. I take you. He takes my hand that day. I remember, never forget. And then I get my stuff ready. I'm excited, and I move to Mexico City. You know, when I go over there, you know, it's new for me. I'm living in 300 people. They take me to the big city. He pay for my food, for my fly, for my he drive it for my bus. He take for my bus. He find me a job in Mexico City. He find me a trainer, you know, and then in a gym. I don't want to say the name for my trainer because that's very high name in Mexico City. I don't want to go in trouble with this video, but I have trained with a good best champion to the world in Mexico, and I started to do my career in Mexico City. I did a couple amateur fight, and then after a year later, I jumped into a professional boxer. But the person that I left, you know, with him in Mexico City, name is Rafita. One day he get the letter, and the letter said, you know what, I've been reading that letter. I started to laughing, and I told him, I can't. Why? Because I don't know how reading writing. I never go to school. In that moment, I'm 18 years old. I have an 18 years old. I don't know how reading, writing, anything. I never been to school, right in the street. And then the guy almost getting a heart attack. They said, what? You don't know how reading, writing? You have to go to school. And my family, it's not acceptable that I have ignorant people over here. And then he sent me to school. For a year, I working, I training, and I go to school. I sleep for a year, 1 hour, 2 hour maximum. Sometimes I go in the bus and I take a sleep in the bus. After a year, he saw me that I'm putting a lot of effort. He said, no, Edwin, don't worry about it. Don't work it anymore. I want to sponsor you 100%. From that day, my career go up. Everything is fine. One day he has an accident in his car when he coming from Chiapas, Mexico, and he feels so sad. He has a problem for the heart pressure, and you know, in the heart. One day I go to training, you know, and then he's sitting down to me in the chair, and he said, Edwin, you know what? Be careful, because I'm training in Mexico City, Tepito. Tepito is a very, very, very hot area. And then they said, take care of yourself, you know, be careful, and we'll see you when you come back here. Okay, perfect. I go that day to training. When I come back, it's raining. And when I go close to the house, I see so cold, the door is open, so quiet. When I'm going inside, I hear his in the bed, you know, lay down, you know, and I'm asking to him what happened. He said, you know, he dead. He dead. For the first time in my life, when I'm a child, I remember one day when somebody give me a ride, I sleep in the atoll, in the side to the one person is dead in Chiapas. I feel afraid. But when Mr. Rafita died, I feel more afraid. I feel so sad because he find me. He find me. He take me to the small town, to the Mexico City. He made me a person that who I am right now. Okay, and then in the end, everything is passed, right? And he fixed it, you know, for to, you know, to put it on the ground. When everything is passed, when he's passed away, the wife, he told me, you know what, Edwin, I'm sorry, but I can help you. anymore. Mr. Rafita, he's gone. I don't have enough money to help you, and then I'll give you in a week, and you have to get out to my house. When he told me, I don't know how nobody in Mexico City except him. Uh, the only place that I know is in Chiapas and Tiltepec because over there I live almost for a couple years. I don't know remember exactly how many years I live in Tiltepec, but I live over there for a while, and then I don't everybody knows, and I know I can handle it. Working in the hills, all the stuff. Plus, my mentality I can keep going through fighting in Chiapas because if you're a good fighter in Mexico City, you go back to Chiapas, Mexico, you're the best. And I can make a little money. And I told my trainer one day coming back, what, this situation happened. I have to leave. And the guy said, "Don't worry, don't leave, don't leave. I want to find you somebody to help you." Are you sure? Yeah, I want to find you somebody to help you. Okay, perfect. The next day you say, "You know what? I'll find you. Don't worry, come with me." I come back over there. I take all my stuff. I said to the ex-wife, the wife to Mr. Rafita, "You know what? Thank you very much for your help. You share a lot, but you know what? I find that place already." She said, "Okay, good luck then." Okay, I'll move it. When I move with my promoter, he take me to his house. He sponsor me 100%. I don't work in an at all. Okay, back me in that moment I finished already my middle school. I finished my middle school from 18 to 19. Okay, when I see with my second promoter that I have all the time to the work, I started to start my high school. I finished my high school from 19 to 21. That's why I finished my high school. And you know what? After I finished my high school, I said, I wasted my time. You know what? Why I go to school? Because and then I want to be champion to the world. If I had the money, I don't need education. That's what I think about it, right? That's the reason always I said, education is important. Education is keys because you can see it. You see more than your nose, and then everything is fine with my promoter. I started to grow. I be a professional boxer. I lived with him for 5 years. I have a great experience in Mexico City. But you know what? Every star has an end. I'm my last training. I don't want to say the name because this is a big famous name. But my last training. He helped me a lot. He's bringing me to United States. I was training for him for 3 years. Okay, and then one day he come to me and said, "You know what? We have a visa. If you want to go to United States, I can help you." Okay, perfect. And I told him yes, but I don't have the money. But my promoter paid for the visa, and then I come back to United States in 2000. Well, after that, I trained. I have almost already 14 years a fighter. I say 14 years. I don't see my features. I'm be honest with you. I'm a good fighter. I used to good fighter, but my record is not that well. If you put Edwin Zarate boxing, my record what 24, 7 win, 9 loss. But the problem is I have so many losses because I was so much depression before. When I'm okay, I'm be honest to you, everything is fine. But when I started to remember that I grew up without father, without mother, that I have a cousin, and I have nobody, I always come in depressed. I don't want to training. Sometimes I go I take the fights, and I would say, I want to die. I don't care. I receive a lot of punches, but thank God I'm okay. Nothing happened to me in my head. And then I moved to California, 2000. When I moved here, I come with the papers. I don't speak English back in the day because boxing bring me here, and I started to apply for jobs here and there and there. Nobody take me. Everybody tell me, "What you can do?" Well, I don't know how to do anything, but you know what? If you give me a job, I'm learning very fast. I learn very fast. I'm a faster learner. They got people always say, "Okay, don't worry. Give me your application. I'll call you later." I work in the corner of Home Depot. Finally, one day, I go to my insurance agent and I tell her, "You know what? I don't have a job. And I don't know what I can do. I had to pay my rent. I had to pay my car payment. I don't know how I can do it." The girl said, "You know what? I have a friend. The one is working in the DMV and the other one is working in the dealership." And I said, "Dealership? What does it mean dealership?" And then she said, dealership, oh, they selling car, repair cars, and washing cars. Oh, washing cars. I know how to wash a car because my promoter, Mexico City, my second one, he has a car wash. And I always training Monday to Friday when I don't have a fire in the door. And then Saturday and Sunday, to release my stuff in my head, I always go, washing cars, his car wash, and I learned it. And then she said, okay, perfect, let me go talk to my boss. I never forget Power Chevrolet Del Monte. That's my first dealership. And I started to washing cars over there. And I'm very honest to you, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I wash it for myself to 50 to 60 cars a week. And we're talking about Corvex, Suburban, Avalanche, Tajos, okay, always. And you know what? I'm a very good porter. I'm very good porter. I'm a hard worker person. And then, everybody happy for my performance. And then after I clean my cars and the back, when I have nothing to do, always go check in the front to dealership, make sure everything is fine, cars start, no missing gas and everything. And once a while I see people walking on the lot. And then and I always, people asking to me, because a lot of Latinos were there, you know what, can you show me this car? And I told in Spanish, okay, no problem. I show the car, this and that. And then after a while, people said, you know what, can you sell me the car? And I told her, I can. Why? Because I don't have a license. But you know what, let me bring a salesperson. And I always bring a salesperson, But in the moment, the customer is almost sold ready. One day, this person from Argentina, I don't want to say the name because, I don't want to go in trouble. He saw me, how I talk to people. And then he said, Edwin, come with me. What? What do you want to do with your life? And I said, working. Well, you don't want to continue to boxing? I told you, no more, I'm done. I'm 24 years old, I'm not champion to the world. I don't want to get too much damage in my head because I know my mom said there's so many, punches in my head. I don't want to continue doing more. And I said, no, I'm done. Okay, perfect. If you don't want to continue to boxing, you have to come to a salesman. And I told you, I can. Why? I don't speak English. The guy said, don't worry. You don't go to sell your English. You want to sell your smile. I never forget what's that word. You want to sell your smile. From that day, the guy, he forced me every single day, come to work, come to work, come to work. And finally, one day he convinced me. I asked him to the general manager to give me an opportunity to sell cars. The guy said, nope. Why? You don't speak English. And I said, okay, no problem. I consistent. I keep going. No give up. No give up. One day to kick him out, say, you know what, get your sales license. When you get your sales license, I give you an opportunity. Okay, I don't know how to get your sales license. And then I was thinking, I want a salesman, but you know what? I don't know how to get my sales license. One day, one sales manager come. The new sales manager come. He liked my performance. He saw me how to I work, and the guy said, "Oh, you good worker." Oh, thank you. And then I, you know what? I'm a good worker, but you know what? I don't want to keep all my life washing cars. I want to be a salesman, but I don't know how to get my sales license. Oh, you know how to get sales license? Don't worry. Go to the DMV, give me this paperwork, and when you got the paperwork coming over here, I want to fill it up for you. Okay. I go to DMV, I get the paperwork, he fill it up, I go over there, get my fingerprint, boom, I get my permit. One day I show up to the general manager office, and I told him, excuse me, can I talk to you? Yes. And I put my sales license on the table. He said, okay, you promise if I get my sales license, you want to give me an opportunity to be a salesman. And the guy said, how do you get it? Don't worry. I can tell you who died, but I don't want to tell you who killed you. And then after 3 months, they give me an opportunity to be a salesman. He told me for the first time, if you don't sell cars in the first month, I want to put you back to the border. And I told him, no problem. My first month, I sold 7 cars and a half. 7 cars and a half, and all the half because I had to give a half to somebody because he teach me and he helped me for do all the paperwork. But when he give me an opportunity, I never forget. My first closer, my first manager, I want to tell a little forward what happened with him. You know, he told me, do you speak English? I don't know. Okay, perfect. He gave me the application. He gave me the pens. I want a translator, everything in Spanish, full it up, memorize it for a week. Okay, perfect. When I get the application, when I get the pens, I remember the words of Mr. Rafita. Thank God that I'm listening to him. Thank God that I go to school and I learned the basic stuff, because if not, I never have that job. Bottom line with this, school is very important. Regardless, sometimes we don't like it, but we have to do it the most we can. And then I memorize everything for a week. After that, every month for a year, second place, second place, second place, second place. I don't know how to do it. I'm very honest with you, because I don't speak English at all. I told everybody, hey, how you doing, guys? In Spanish, people say, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. Okay. I be a car salesman for 14 years. I'm being in the line for 11 years and 3 years in the manager position. I'm a closer. But it's funny because when I'm in the line, everybody laughing at me, because how is possible that a salesman is a salesman, sold a lot of cars, and then he don't speak English. I started to see so much potential in this business. I learned English for myself. I learned computer for myself. And of course, I pay a lot of training. I go to seminars. I go to YouTube all the time to make sure everything is fine. Okay, I find them the most information I can. And then I be a sales manager. But it's funny because when I'm applying for a sales manager, everybody tell me, you can. Why? Because you have an accent and you speak English. And I would say, whoa, starting to believe it, that I can speak English, that I can be a manager. And then one day, one person, a customer, he saw he was making all those transactions, and then he said, you know what? Why you don't apply for a manager? And I told him I can't. Why? Because I don't speak English. What were we talking about, all those transactions? Oh, I have an accent. Well, I like your accent. Why? Because everybody told me all the time, you can. That's the reason always I say, somebody's opinion don't have to be to reality, because only opinion, because regarding you speak English good or not, people always talking about you, But thank God I'm listening all those people. After a while, I apply for a manager. And you know what? I'm very honest to you. I'm a good manager. I used to be a good manager because I quit to the car business 2 months ago. But anyway, after 14 years in the car business, I learned a lot. I learned English, I learned computer. I love how to believe in myself. I learned how to believe in myself. Okay, I believe it is possible. I believe that regardless, you don't have no family, regardless, you don't have no education, regardless, you don't have a friends or connection, your work and your effort and your discipline speak for you. Okay? But all those transactions, those 14 years in the car business, I passed a lot of stuff. When I started to make some money, in the car business, everything is fine the first 2 years. After a while, I started to see everybody's excited and everybody working for somebody. And one day I'm asking to the guy, for who you work? Oh, for my family, for my cousin. Okay. And the other people tell me, for who you work? And I turn around, I don't work for nobody. I started to coming crazy. I started coming in depressed. I started to drinking, driving. I tried to kill myself so many times. The police pulled over me 4 times with alcohol and drunk. And then I told the truth. Are you drunk? Yes, I'm drunk. You have the beers over here. He's always let me go. I don't know. I'm unlucky. I'm very honest with you. I'm unlucky. I get so much depression. I tried to kill myself so many times. So many times I tried to suicide because, I feel lonely. One day I married my ex-wife at the dealership, and then I married with her, and then I have a baby. I have a little baby, 9 years old, with her, and she saved my life. After my baby, she's born, I changed. I'll be more responsible. I started to see the beautiful thing life has. you know, uh, but after a while, after 9 years relationship, I'm with we separate. We did get divorced. When we get divorced, I started to come in drinking, go out. I started to looking for friends and for family. But in the end, I find out that everything is not true. People go out with you for your money. People go with you because always get a benefit from you. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that because you give you something to get something to companion or whatever. You know, last year, that's what I. That's the last one. Last year that I go to Mexico, I find out because I moved to Mexico with the family that I made it, and I think this is a good family. But in the end, I find out it's not. When I found out that everything is liar, it's not true. I go to the bar, I drinking, so desperate, so feel so bad because I say why always happened to me, why, and then I jump into the car with beers in the car. I cross the border. I never put the seatbelt. I never put the seatbelt. I never put the seatbelt. And that day, I don't know why I put the seatbelt. I crossed the border. After I cross the border, I sleep in the car. I driving for more than half an hour. Sleep in the steering wheel. I remember the car is jumping and put them back. The car is jumping and put them back. After that, boom! I hit the heat. It take me a couple minutes to wake up. I hit the wall. Thank God the car go destroy it, but to me, nothing happened. I don't realize it. I'm very honest with you. That situation what I have, nobody, no cops, nobody's around. I call the towing company, take my car from the freeway, repair all the stuff. My car will be total because I can repair. And then I started to realize so many stuff. The life is so beautiful. I have a daughter, and I'm here for a reason, for a reason, because I passed so many stuff in my life, and then, but I can find my passion. I can find my balance. 2 years ago, I started to driving for Uber because I love drive. I love drive. And then when I started to talk to people, always I like to be happy people. I like to motivate people. I like to lift and I like the people down, this and that. And then I sent to people coming to my car. I hear so many bad histories, and I was motivated, and I started to like it. One day, almost a year and a half ago, one guy, I came from the valley to Alhambra. I live in Alhambra, and I turned it off and on my radio, and then I found out, and I get a request in downtown. And when I get a request in downtown, I go over there. I always call to people. I call to the guy, and I told, hey, so-and-so, I'm here. Okay, don't worry, wait for me. I go over there. Perfect. And then I wait for him, and then they come with a couple hot dogs in his hands. He's gonna say, can I go with your hot dog? Don't worry, coming over here, bring your hot dog. You can eat it. You get messed, don't worry. I'm a porter. I'm a porter. I can wash the car, no problem. I know how to detail. And the guy looked at me, wow. And I told the guy, why you look at me like that? I don't do nothing wrong with you. I know how to working with the drunk people. I used to drink a lot. Okay. And the guy said, well, 3 Ubers. I'm requesting 3 Ubers, and they don't let me go inside because I'm a hot dog, and you tell me to come inside and eat your car. No problem. Okay, but when he in the car, I'm a good reader. I know how reading people, and I started to his boy have a something. I come to talk to pick up the guy from downtown to Redondo Beach. That's his destination. Okay, and when we talking to him, I feel something. You know, that he has it, but and he feel pain. And I'm trying to looking around because some remember everybody good to judge, but nobody good to listen. And sometimes a lot of people out there, a lot of people has so many stuff inside, and they don't want to say that because you know what? If he say that, people start to talk to him, they don't really listen, never understand it. And that's what I do, listen people. And then finally, I push the button. The guy said, "Oh, if you want it, you can get nothing." And I said, "What? Are you sure? Okay, perfect." Long story short, the guy, he cried in my car for more than 3 hours. For more than 3 hours. He's releasing all the stuff. The guy, he's handsome back in the day when I was 42. 40 years old, graduate from UCLA, multimillionaire guy. Okay? He's crying. He wanna suicide that night. Okay? When I get his house, I turn off my radio and I listen to him for 3 hours. Around when I get his house around 2 something, I left for his house 6 o'clock. And after that, I'm tired. I told, you know what, how you feel? The guy said, no, I feel so good, this and that. And I told him, you know, after I listened to him, all those 3 hours, all those situations, and I told him, listen, look at me where I coming from. I come from the street, all those situations that I have, checking where you have it, checking what I have. I don't have nothing. You have everything. You look at me still, I'm fighting. I'm working to be success, and I go be to success. Why? Because I want to do it to approve myself and to help others. Okay. And the guy said, no, no, thank you very much. I promise, I promise. And I told him, you really appreciate a lot my time. Tomorrow when you wake up in the morning, I want to go and write a check for your psychology help. If you really, 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 really appreciate my time. The guy said, yes, I promise I want to do it. Pass, I left, I continued to do it. 2 weeks later, I, because in Uber, when you're driving for Uber, you get all the reviews, and I see the review. That night, I plan to leave myself. But Edwin find me, you know, he's listened to me, and you know what? Today, I go to my psychology help, and I start in my class, and the psychologist said, you know what? You have an angel of the care of you. You know what? From that day, I said, you know what? I have a mission. I have a. I feel I have to do something because I tried to kill myself so many times, and still I'm here. And then after I find out in Uber, the people come to my house upset, this and that, and after that they left because when he left to my car, they released all the stuff, and I feel good to see happy people. I started to do it, and after those 2 years, everybody told me, you know what? Why you not writing your book? You know why you know writing your book and you share your experience for people, and then you can people they can read and they can see it is possible. First one, I don't know how to start books. You know, I'm very honest with you. Second one, I like to talk. I can tell, right? I like to talk. I learn it because when I'm a child, I'm so shy, so shy. I like to talk. And second one, I want to put this video, guys, and show you guys that everything is possible. That everything is possible. You know what? No matter what, how many negative things you have in your life, you can do it. You can do it if you believe it. And I want to go back a little bit to the car business. I want to share this thing with you. My first manager in the car business, when he saw me that I don't speak English, I don't know computer, I don't know anything. In 11 years, I put a lot of effort, and I learned English, computers, and technique. He's used to general manager the stories, and that one day I come to him and I told him, listen, I want to be a manager, but I want to give an opportunity, but I don't know if I can do it. Can you give me an opportunity? The guy said, yeah, I want to give you an opportunity, no problem. I worked for him for 2 years. I trained 3 bigger dealership training people for them. I training people for them. Okay? And then after that, one day I told him, come on, you don't want to give me an opportunity. It's 2 years already. I follow you already. You know what the guy says? Who think I want to give an opportunity to be a manager? You don't be a good manager. So the first, you don't speak English. Second one, you have an accent. People don't understand you what you said. When he told me, I'm like that. You know what? To me, to be upset, I'm very honest with you, it's taking a while. You know, starting to laugh, and I say, you know what, buddy? You're right. You're right. If you don't see my talent, I don't blame you because the talent, they don't give it to you, they give it to me. If I see it, that's the matter. But thank you very much. I appreciate a lot. And then you everything for everything. And I walk away. 2 days later, he called me. You know, hey, Edwin, what's going on? Come to work with me, this and that. And I told you, why you call me? Why you call me? If you don't believe it, you say you don't trust on me. Why you call me? Don't call me anymore. I'm done. You know what? He's a good guy. He's a multimillionaire guy. Has all the money. But you know what? Money is not everything in life. Yeah, he help you. He help you because we live in a material world. But you know what? Sometimes it's better to have a dollar, be happy, than have a multimillionaire transaction and be miserable. How many rich people killing right now? Why? Because they don't happy. Mission in life, you have to be happy. You have to be happy with the people around. You have to be happy with the place you are. You have to be happy with everything that you have. Because you know what? Life's so short, guys. I'm telling you, I'm 41. I don't know how to get this year because it's a rough life for me. But you know what? I'm here. And the reason that I did this video is because I am who I am, not because I'm smart. I am who I am because I want to change. I want to change. You know, I don't want to be ignorant of my life, but I am who I am because I have a lot of people behind of me. When I'm child, when I live in the street, people always give me the advice. That's the reason always I said, never is too young to teach, and never is too old to learn, or too old to learn. Everything is there in mind. You know, that's the reason, guys. I'm sharing my experience with you, everything that I learned on my past. If I'm reading a book, you know, what you see, piece of paper, a thing, right? But I'm showing you guys face to face that I come from the street. I don't have no family. For my blood, it's only my daughter 9 years old. She's my motivator. If I'm dying right now, that's when she getting pain. But let me this, I'm living all my life without family, for myself. You know, a lot of people sometimes, you know, they has everything. They has a cousin, they have an uncle, this and that, and still you feel pain. It's nothing wrong that you have a pain. It's nothing wrong that you have if you're afraid. But don't let it go to afraid and the pain take all your body because that's going to make a disease. Okay? I did this video to show you it's possible. I never used drug, by the way. I raised in the street, but I never used drug. Okay? I'm a clean person. I love lifting people. And then, I don't know. Like I said, I want to put this video, the big fight in my life. That's what I want to put this video, the big fight in my life. If I do good things in life, no. I make a lot of mistakes. In the past. I don't feel bad because, you know what, it is what it is. You always, I say, focus on the solution, not to the problem. The problem is there. The problem is there. They don't go nowhere. But if we focus on the solution, we put effort and institution the solution, we go forward. You know, I want to, you know, I hope so. You know, this video to help on something. You know, and then any comment? Hey, you're welcome. I never practiced. I want to tell the truth. He took me 5 years to make this video. I'm afraid. I don't know how to talk in front of cameras. I'm an ex-boxer professional, but in boxing, you're fighting sometimes with the guy interviewing, that's it. But you know what? It took me more than 5 years to do this video. But you know what? After do it right now, I feel good. I feel good. And everything is possible. It's up to you. Before you see it, you have to believe it. I'm a believer person, and that's what I am. Good day.